Welcome to part three. I'm just waiting for Jerry to log in. Please, Magnum Tash. Should be here shortly. Uh, Okie doke. I wonder what Jerry thinks to the rumour doing the rounds around the campfire that Ben Shallum's a dead man walking at Sky Sports. How's about that? Right then, Jerry. How are you
How's
doing?
it going, mate?
Yeah, Ben Shallum. Is he a dead man walking at Sky? Yes or no?
I have to say yes. I think he's dropped the ball with the opportunity that he's had. I don't really see. I mean, he's not really put on a ton of shows like that are of any significance. So I don't really see what's left for him at Sky. I could see that arrangement coming to an end soon, and Eddie Hearn picking that up possibly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, isn't it?
Yep.
Uh, where will you remember then? What will you remember George Foreman for the most? Will it be Ali fight, Michael Moore, Fraser fight, Ron Lyle fight, or his grill? George Foreman's lean, mean, fat reducing grilling machine.
Right. So I knew him as a boxer first, so that makes me think of a boxer over the grills. So I always remember him as a boxer, but because I was a kid during his comeback, I kind of remember him in that. I'm sure some of the old timers are going to say, "You can't say that." I appreciate everything in that part of his career, his early part of his career as well. But I mean, I wasn't born then, so I my strongest memory is the ball George Foreman in his comeback because that's who I remember seeing and going, this guy's a bit scary looking. Do you know what I mean? Just seems like this immovable object. But that's what I'll remember. But obviously, being a boxing fan and having watched his old fights,
You
I
remember when they
remember
stuck him in with Jerry Cooney?
in the late 80s. Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
God, remember what he did to Jerry Cooney? He lit him up and put him on button moon, didn't
Poor Jerry Cooney. That's all I can say.
he? Hey,
Yeah.
unbelievable, man. He'd never been hit like that before, had he?
No. To be fair, though, he was a shell of himself. Do you know what I mean? But I guess he
Yeah.
had the puncher's chance. You know.
You think he should have rematched Ali?
Okay. Um. Yes, I do think he should have been given that opportunity. I think you have to speak about some of the things that were not normal or not the usual with that fight. You know, the conditions, the environment, that heat, the ropes, and I'm saying this, but it has been said that, Ali would never have rematched them again because, what trick was he going to play on him the second time around? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a fair enough. I think that's a fair enough way to look at it. If people disagree, sorry about that, but that's just my opinion. Um, I think Foreman stood a great chance of possibly getting the victory over Ali. I kind of look at that almost like how I think when Fury ducked Klitschko the second time around, I don't think Klitschko was going to fall for that type of thing. I don't actually think Fury would have been able to do the
Well, they
same.
said Klitschko worked him out, but it was too late in fight, wasn't it?
I think you're bang on. I think
He
you're bang on.
worked him out very late on, didn't he? But and he ran out of rounds. Fury got on his bike, didn't he?
I think you're 100%
He
correct on that.
changed it
So
up too late, a bit like Froch against Ward when he just tried to be technical with Ward, didn't he, for the first 8 rounds? Then he just went after him, didn't
yeah, yeah,
he? Okay. Well, what I'll remember George Foreman is for being a fucking bare old roadman. That's an original roadman, like a Sonny Liston, Aaron Pryor, Julian
yeah,
Johnson, Gerald McClellan type guy, isn't it?
yeah.
A real
And
roadman.
what's amazing is like I said, this is why it's a shock that he's passed away. I don't know about you, but he spoke perfectly and he seemed unbelievably well every time you've seen him.
Yeah,
You know, after taking all that punishment in that era, that's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it is. Okay. Are we seeing too many trainers, Jerry, do too many interviews at the moment, do you think? Have we spoke about that before?
We have, but I mean,
Tonight
a
we
big
have,
element.
oh, have we?
No, no, not tonight, mate. No,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
just
it has to be.
saying, I've been looking now, and I'm not going to mention them, we all know who they are, but there's a certain group, 7 or 8 of them, doing the rounds on 5 different platforms, and it's the same old people. A couple of them managers, advisors, whatever. It's the same old group getting the same old access. And it's
Yeah.
starting to be a bit of a one of what an old boys club now. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't know what your take were on it, Jerry.
Well, I think it's basically this is a byproduct of the YouTube era.
Yeah,
You'd never have had this access or exposure to these people if that wasn't a thing. So unfortunately, these lemons have taken advantage of it, and some have even let it get to their head. Some of them now think that they've got like a minor celebrity because they're the trainer of whichever guy.
yeah,
And it I'm with you on this. Back in your box, trainers, get back in your box. Occasionally he's okay.
yeah,
There's too much attention paid to these guys.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. People talking Nick Ball against I know you. We're gonna have to sort out a catch weight, or one of them's gonna have to move weights, move up a weight. What do you think Nick Ball's chances are against I know you if they do fight?
I think Nick Ball would go in there all guns blazing and probably give it his best shot. Do I think he beats Inoue? No, I don't think he
No,
does.
I don't think.
I think I think Nick Ball is tremendously talented. I think his behavior the other week let him down. That's a lack of discipline, in my opinion. I don't care if he's being held by the other guy or not.
Yeah,
I believe he admitted to a knee first of all before a kick, and then he was interviewed after, and he was actually bragging about it. Which that's just I know he's a young fella, and you make mistakes when you're younger and say stupid things and do stupid things, but someone should have went, keep your mouth shut about that. Don't be talking about it. Or to the extent of how he did speak about it. He is an exceptional talent, though. I will say that. Very exciting because he's just all guns blazing. Do you know what I mean? He's like a little dynamo. He's just turn him on and he just starts swinging from the rafters. Um, but I don't think he beats Inoue.
don't you?
Uh, no, I don't think he does, mate. What's your opinion?
I think I know you takes him out, clean out. He's a tough kid, Nick Ball, and I want him to win, but I think we're talking of a generational great, aren't we?
Yeah, he's definitely special.
So, okay. Dennis McCann, very silent. What's going on there?
Don't know. Is he doing the Dillian White tactic of don't say much, keep a low profile, and it'll all blow over? Uh, I haven't heard. Excuse me. I haven't heard a peep um, or a mention of his name in weeks and weeks and weeks. So um, I think that's what they're at there. They're letting it all blow over, and you know he'll emerge at some point again in the future. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Rather than doing a Connor Ben and you know throwing the toys out of the pram and drawing all this attention to yourself, they've seen how to play the game, and that's probably what they're doing at the minute.
What about John Coffey's silence? I mean, they're letting Daddy Don Charles do all talking, aren't they, for him at the moment? There's not a peak out of John Coffey. He must be too busy eating cornbread.
I'd say he's eating a lot of cornbread. Yeah, Daddy Don is getting really angry these days in interviews. He's certainly not the calm religious guy that we all know from past interviews. Do you know what I mean? He's the he's now the designated spokesperson. It seems, whilst Dubois is probably sitting at home eating loads of cornbread and you know um, doing whatever it is John Coffey does in his spare time. Um, yeah, it's a strange one. I don't know what's going on there. I know some people, think this is all to do with something to do with possible failing drugs tests and all the rest of it. I kind of can't help see it as some sort of tactical swerve, so he gets the Usyk fight without having to go through another guy. Because the Parker fight could have been a tough fight. It could have been over very quickly, but then again, it might have been a complete and utter dogfight. We don't know because we didn't see it. Some people will probably laugh at that because it seems to be it's more popular to think that it was some sort of doping issue, something like that. That's my opinion.
Well, we're going to see if he doesn't fight Usyk and Usyk fights Parker. We know that John Coffey's done something then, don't we? It's got to be
Yeah,
monitored, this situation, because too many of them are going missing for 16 month, 18 month to 2 year, and then they've been piping up on different licenses from different countries. Isn't that right, Dylan White? If it's not a Portuguese one, it's an Irish one. Same as
yeah,
Fury's Irish one. There's too much nonsense going on. Too many people not allowed to speak out. We want to know if they're cheating, they're cheating.
yeah, of
You know
course.
what I mean? Okay. We'll finish off on this one then, Jerry. Sky Nicholson got beat. Did you think she'd
That's
get the
true.
decision?
Say it again. Sorry.
Sky Nicholson got beat, didn't she, in Australia?
Yeah.
Eddie's bit of fluff. What did you make of that?
Um, I thought that's all come crashing to a halt a little bit sooner than I thought,
Yeah.
but I sort of think that was a surprise, given that it was in Australia. But I mean, I think the right person won. So, in my opinion, there's nothing strange or startling about that, other than that wasn't how it probably was supposed to go.
Yeah.
So, what does she do? I don't know. To some extent, you could say she found herself as a champion, as a present. So that could be her sinking without a trace after this one. We'll need to see what she does to kind of rebuild herself after that. But according to her, she didn't feel herself and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, mate. I kind
Yeah.
of not massively interested in that, obviously, because I think, like I sort of was saying, I think she's kind of found herself in that position, perhaps through who she is associated with.
Yeah.
So, you know, she did deserve the win, so she didn't get the win.
Okay. Do you think Joshua is just going to call it a day, or do you think they're going to? You think he's going to stay in game? Yes. So just give me a quick answer on that one, Jerry. Yes or no?
I think he's going to stay in the game. I
Milk
think
it
he's.
until he can't talk properly, like the rest of them.
Don't know about that. I think he's going to hold out for some kind of final showdown with whoever that's going to be. We don't know.
Okay. Does Juggies and the Gad and Simon Jordan need sacking on Talksport? Yes or no?
Oh, yes, 110%.
Should YouTubers Adam Cattrall, the Stomping Ground, Puppy Parsons, and AD Alapidi, or whatever it's called, Pedo, whatever it is, should they all still be able to work for DAZN and Talksport? and mainstream media, as well as have their own YouTube channels. Because how can they put a proper video out on YouTube when they're in bed with these promoters? Yeah, what do you think to that?
Well, the short answer to that is no, they shouldn't. But they've this is an environment now. It's been created over the last say 10 years that is now this safe environment for these promoters because they've set up these guys on these platforms. Um, I'll give you access, etc., etc., etc. Now they've got this safe environment, and they dub it as media, but it's completely, they're all in bed with each other, so it's no longer impartial, and what you're left with is just like an aquarium of fucking biased bullshit. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, listen, Jerry, that's it for tonight. I'm afraid 3 parts there. All good
No,
stuff, innit?
exactly.
Thanks for coming on.
No problem, mate.
Hope you're well and give my best to your better half. And you have a great evening, Jerry.
You too, mate. Take it easy, and thanks
Okay,
for having
mate.
us on.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Well, that was Jerry from Northern Ireland. Women loving men want to be him. That's about it. Thank you for liking and hitting that subscribe button and leaving a comment. Feel free to jump on the members area anytime you want. Well, pop, pop, bang.